everybody. Well, let's turn on the lights. We're going to have to start again. Oh, God. So professional. I'm JDV. That's
I'm
War Pig. Welcome to the worst
worst fucking show on the fucking internet, dude.
As we proved again. But we just started. Somehow we just totally erased the last episode we did because it was so bad. It was worse than this episode.
It was awful.
And we just immediately...
It's just, we screwed.
So,
where's the goddamn opener?
Here's a knife.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, no.
Wait, there's an opener over there, you fucking savage.
Anywho,
Just kidding.
we're going to do a show on baseball movies.
Baseball.
That's guaranteed to get only 40 hits in a year, but I don't give a shit because I'm thinking a lot about the natural lately. And
take me out to the ball game.
And about baseball, so we can mix it a little bit. Baseball. So there's still a month of summer left as we peel into the next episode of Two Fat Drunks.
Drunks! Baseball rules. You got a touchdown, and there's the puck, and I'm just kidding.
I love LA.
We love it.
Okay, so this is an attempt to recover from the worst show that we ever did.
I'm going to apologize for something you never saw.
Yeah.
That bad.
That bad. I should keep it though, just to prove how stupid you are.
Like the internet needs proof of how dumb I am.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the summer, my summer's gone by super fast.
Like it hasn't happened. As far as I'm concerned, my daughter just got out of school, and now she's going back into school.
That's crazy. So it's been a big year for movies. After 2, 3, maybe even 4 down summers.
Yeah,
this has been a
pretty big bounce
year.
back, I would say.
Quiet Place kind of kicked it off. Unexpected success.
Yep.
Run all the way through as we shoot this.
Jurassic World was a retarded movie, but a giant hit. Incredibles 2.
Yeah, Incredibles
Great
2.
Movie. Big hit.
Mission Impossible 6 just is the biggest movie in Tom Cruise's career. It's a huge movie.
Is it the biggest in his career?
Yeah, it already is.
Boy, that's
opening.
saying something, dude. Yeah, St. Cruz.
Yeah,
God
so
bless
it's
his
been
town.
a big... But, I've only gotten to see maybe a couple of the movies in the theaters.
Hard to get out.
It's hard to get out.
It's expensive.
I will go see the Tom Cruise one.
I'm going to have to, yeah.
Just after your review, I couldn't see the dinosaur one. I am going to
I'm sorry. I mean...
I am going to go see the Meg, for sure.
Yeah, with Statham. It's going to be good.
With Statham, I'm going to see the Tom Cruise thing. I'm probably not going to see Jurassic World because you gave it a shit review.
You just read it. It's stupid.
I'm
sorry if you're Chris Pratt fans. It is what it is.
But, there's still a month of summer.
Yes.
And that got me thinking about baseball movies. I haven't watched The Natural yet this year, or Field of Dreams.
With Robert Redford.
Or Major League, or
Bull Durham. Those other movies. So,
or Pride of the Yankees.
Well, what is your favorite? I mean, what is...
Well, we did a sports episode that nobody watched, so
it's a good episode. Come on, guys.
But
I like that episode.
Yeah, I do too, but it wasn't that good.
All right.
But baseball, their All-Star game just tied the ratings with America's Got Talent episode.
Yeah, baseball's in trouble.
So baseball's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
And come to think of it, when's the last time you saw a good baseball movie, which is kind of like a modern Western in that you should kick out a pretty good baseball movie once every 5 years, at least once every 10.
Right.
And what's the last really good baseball movie you can remember?
Moneyball.
Yeah.
Moneyball is a underrated kick-ass movie. Yeah,
no argument.
It's shocking, but I mean,
fact,
that's not really about playing baseball.
It is, though, because
you know what I'm saying.
We just start with the characters. His career as a player is already over with. The
Right,
most
Billy
poignant
Beane,
part of that movie is when you find out that Billy Beane used to be a
what they call a five-tool recruit.
Yeah, mega recruit, and he just could not hack it in the major leagues. That actually makes the movie. It is the movie, because if you don't have that element,
no.
Who gives a fuck?
It does really give weight to Brad Pitt's character.
But shows you that if he was good at baseball physically as a player, he never would have been that good as a GM. So I mean,
that becomes its own story, right?
At least Billy Martin could play a little bit. I mean, some of the great managers, most of them are players somewhere down the line, but almost all of them suck.
And that's why. Well, listen, but you're making a good point, and that's why in a lot of baseball movies, something that comes up often that people I don't think give enough weight to.
The way the manager. is betrayed?
No. What it is, let me tell you what it is.
Tell me a story.
It's the players' feeling about being in the show. The players' feeling about being in the major leagues. I don't think the average
Bull Durham
fan
is so cool. They're chasing that dream.
Yeah.
When he finally gets there at the very end of the movie saying all the shit that Costner tells him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
it's a big deal.
Slapshot has an element of that.
Kind of, yeah. But
trying to get called up to the Red Wings and everything.
There's a famous story, and I'm just going to take 2 seconds.
Tell me a
It's
story.
a famous story because you want to talk about the stark differences between minor league baseball and major league baseball.
You want to talk about Herculean physiques.
Back when Joel Zumaya was a thing, he practiced at Wayne State. He struck out every single fucking player on their side.
He was a Detroit Tigers prospect who played for a while, could throw 100 miles an hour.
Just ridiculous speeds.
He was a cannonball.
And they asked him, well, how fast are you throwing? And he looked at the guy, he's like, just 88, 90. You know, he was warming up against their players, and they couldn't touch his pitches. It's a mystical game in that way. And I think the best movies are the ones...
The hardest athletic thing to do in the world is to hit a major league curveball.
Yeah.
Or a splitter.
It defies physics. It defies physics, dude. It's like... It's
was the
an
real
incredible
Randy
thing.
Johnson? When Randy Johnson was at his best, I mean, it was like trying to fight a hill giant. I mean, he's like 9 feet. I mean, he was
tall,
quite
man.
literally halfway to the plate when he released the ball.
He's like, did he kill a seagull? He killed that seagull. That's fucking awesome.
Because it was like hit by a rocket from Randy Johnson. He got hit by a fastball.
Yeah.
And it literally exploded.
Yeah. No,
Like if it had been shot with a rifle, it would have been no more dramatic than Randy Johnson.
Do you think...
Which is why a movie like The Natural is so mystical to our society. Yeah. At least it used to be. I hope that as baseball diminishes, and it is diminishing because for a lot of reasons, but I think primarily because the Major League Baseball is not paying enough attention to young people.
No, they're not.
The NBA and the NFL
are. They market
even
to young people.
NHL to Canadians kids.
Certainly,
Kids in
soccer
New York, Minnesota, Michigan. Those kids,
they play hockey. I know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but the
players.
NHL is actively trying to get, like Don Cherry all the time says, play hockey, make money that way.
Right.
I mean, they promote the game to young people. Baseball doesn't seem to give a shit about young players at all.
Boy, couldn't it be any more self-destructive?
So I hope it'll change. But even if it doesn't, there used to be a game in America called baseball. And in this game...
Tell you about it, Grandpa!
For whatever reason, it's a...
Sorry.
This is literally... Show the audience here what you're trying to... This is trying to use this to open up a beer.
It's metal. Use your teeth, Cletus.
I'm Cletus T. Mustang.
I was working on my farm about 1982. Pulling up some corn in a little carotene. 2 low-flying airplanes about 100 feet high. Drop a bunch of bills or something, still hit me in the eye. So I cut a bale open, and man, was I surprised. A bunch of brown-sized baggies with little more rocks inside. I caught my... My crazy brother Joe, he kicked it up, he sniffed it up, he kicked his heels, and Horton, that's some blow!
A bass cocaine falling from the sky.
I love that song.
That's a cocaine.
Falling like the pouring rain. My life changed completely from that low-flying plane.
Wow, it's hard to believe that we're even still alive. So drunk you are. All right, so right now, there's a lot of great comedies, great dramas. I mean, there are just a zillion really good baseball movies.
So what is your preference, though? I mean, like, if you approach a baseball movie, what do you want it to be that appeals to you the most? Do you want it to be reverential?
Well, what would
and
you say
what
would you say most people would say to that? Because I think I would go with most people. Well, I don't know. I would say The Natural and Field of Dreams. That's one too.
Okay, I know.
And both of them have a magical, mystical element to them, and I think that is part of baseball lore. Is fucking
it is a mystical game.
Yeah, Babe Ruth pointing over there as an old ass 50-year-old fucking gonna die soon because of all of his excesses, man. Because still, like a rocket shit. When he wanted to, it was still there.
Yeah.
I mean, just
not to mention the fact
crazy.
that he was also a pitcher.
Oh,
most people
he
don't
was
know that, dude.
The Natural is Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Nobody was Babe Ruth. I mean, that he was a 20-game-a-year winner. pitcher is crazy.
Yeah, in this day and age, right? It was a different game, you know. But I would say this to you, okay? For the aspect of it that you talk about with...
Do you agree with what I said, though? Do you think that most people would say Nashville Field of Dreams, or do you think it's another combo? No.
And I'm going to explain to you why.
Well, go ahead.
The reason
why am I wrong
this
again?
is not to disparage what you just said, because you're not wrong, okay? Because those movies are almost Olympian. Like I mean, almost like Norse mythology, right? I mean, they're mythological. They're on Olympus, as opposed to.
If you're an American, I'm an American.
As opposed
if
to
you're
what
Britain,
I think,
you probably don't give a shit. But I don't. I mean,
as opposed to what I think is the greatest fucking baseball movie ever made, and it's fucking Bull Durham.
Yeah,
Bull Durham. And I'm gonna explain you why.
I think it's the best comedy.
Well, and
that's a whole
let me
subgenre.
explain why.
Drama's always better in comedy if drama's
but in Bull Durham, what it does with, as opposed to the mythology of the natural, it takes baseball and sucks it down to the most.
It's like North Dallas 40
level. Yes,
right.
And that I think that humanity of the almost, the humanity of his character in that movie, where he
hits the
had
dagger
it right, and it's just, you know, that movie has a sort of everyday man appeal that maybe the natural doesn't. And yeah, I know it's a comedy. Okay, I know that it is. But at the core of its story is something so fundamental to the human condition that I think that movie, in its own way.
And you may also,
maybe it's
that's a very strong argument. But I would say that the natural also has that. The natural has that in this way: a man is cheated out of world fame.
What would have
been because of bad decisions that he made as a young person, and yet. At the very last chapter, at the very last moment, when it is possible for it all to come right, it comes right for him in his late 40s or whatever like that. And that is a powerful tale too. Now, yes, very, very few people have a Roy Hobbs level of talent in something that is that kind of famous. But hey, I could have been a great plumber. I could have been a great mechanic.
Right.
I should have been a teacher.
You could have had class.
Rodney Dangerfield is actually a story like that. He didn't become a comic until he was in his 50s and became
one of the greatest comics ever.
One of the greatest comics, most famous. Even to this, all of it is still like Groucho Marx, famous. But he wasn't shit when he was 35. He wasn't shit when he was 25.
No, it didn't come out until he reached that weird point.
So there is that element
to the natural.
There is a human, and that is the human side. Because he is so crazy good that he is. And of course, Field of Dreams is it is straight up magical, right? Or fantasy or whatever, because they come out.
No, Field of Dreams, baseball is almost a vehicle.
That's Arthurian, though, if you're American. When they come out of the fucking. I'm sorry. When Kevin Costner and the kid who's like 10 years younger than him, want to play some catch, Dad, or whatever the fuck he said? Damn, we're playing catch. I'm cool. I'm gonna fuck you up, because you're like every man in there is like, God damn it, my father's terrible.
How you doing, Clay?
My son is a retard. Everyone's so sad for the relatives that they have that. I mean, that's what I interpret from that scene is, God, I hate you.
Right.
Here's a $5 bill on your head. Get out in the street.
But I agree with what you're saying.
It's a powerful film.
They're an incredibly powerful film. I just think that you asked me the everyman. You asked me what appealed, to that basis. And I would just say that Bull Durham does that because it is also in its own way. Listen, it's not just a story about what could have been for Crash. It's a story about what could have been for Susan Sarandon's character.
Well, for all of them.
In its own way, yeah. I mean, look, no. Those managers were where they were. Their managers are depicted as people that are perfectly satisfied with being where they're at. They're eating, right? I mean, because they had that position.
Yeah, they're making a living.
Right, they're making a living, and they're perfectly happy with that. But for
Sarandon.
the Sarandon's character, in her own way, she's exactly like him. She didn't make it either, and it isn't until the end when they both. Because of finding each other that way and that connection that they make.
That's why it's more of it's a romance movie that is baseball as the vehicle. In the way that Breakfast at Tiffany's uses the New York jet set of the late 50s.
That culture.
That very hardcore, rich New York culture.
Right.
That Highly Golightly and George Peppard are a part of because they're young and beautiful.
God damn, you went George Peppard from fucking 18.
Buried in Dearborn, Michigan.
Fucking, he's from here.
Yeah.
It's weird how many times you read that, and from Express, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan is the greatest.
Darth Vader is from Michigan.
Greatest state in the fucking world, dude. The greatest. There's no other better place to live. Fuck you. Sorry, dude. Michigan, dude.
Oh, God. Don't move here. It sucks.
Yeah, don't ever come here.
Yeah, why are you telling people? Oh, it's horrible. It's a
Don't
frozen
ever come here.
deathland.
Stay away from
Mosquitoes. We do have a lot of mosquitoes.
It's practically Australia.
We do have a fuckload of mosquitoes, though. Australia? Come on, dude. The worst day in Michigan is like a breeze in Australia. They got tarantulas the size of these fucking plate-sized spiders.
That's what I'm saying. That place is fucking Mad Max. They didn't have to put anybody in costumes.
Oh, no.
They just put out a casting call. Those guys showed up that way.
Yeah,
Mad Max is like every day over there.
It's just a Wednesday.
Right. What day is it? Oh, crikey, mate. I mean, it's like fucking...
What? But that's kind of like a thing that they have. That we made Mad Max. That's part of their legend and everything. The way that the natural... Hey, man, not only did Americans make the film The Natural, a 5-star, amazing cinematography.
No,
it is.
How can you argue it?
One of the greatest scores of all time.
And I'm not a Robert Redford fan, and I just still
I'm not either. But
you have to look at the natural.
He's a fucking natural. Come
he's
on,
a natural.
man.
Yeah,
he's more the natural than he is.
That's
Butch
his.
Cassidy or
that's his George C.
whatever.
Scott does Patton type moment.
I mean,
right?
he's that fucking good. Darren McGavin's in that. A young.
God damn.
Because it plays against hype though in that film.
No, completely. So okay,
Duval's
let's take those movies aside from that. What the hell? Who was that? Who did
Michael Madsen's in that?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's Crash. Or not Crash, but maybe he's the one who crashes through the wall.
I completely forgot.
And that's who Hobbs faces. And there's
shit.
Oh fuck! Wilford Brimley's in that. The guy who was.
I named my dog after Wilford Brimley. I have a dog.
You named him Oatmeal?
No, my dog's name is Wilford Brimley. That's the name of the fucking.
Wilford Brimley, get your ass over.
Of course, he's this big Willie, but still. Okay, so wait. Let's take the movies aside for a minute. Okay, let's take the Pantheon aside. Okay,
but that's why I picked that movie. And when he's throwing a baseball with this kid at the end of that film, it's so American. It's so
baseball is American.
It's one of the older. It's a movie set, I think, in the 40s, 30s, late 30s. Like the war has either happened or it has not happened yet.
Right.
So they still have all the best talent. It's not a Scabby or whatever.
Right. Whoever else.
Type tale. And like 8 Men Out or whatever. That's okay, but it's just not close to some of these other.
No,
so
the talent's not. I mean, it's talented, but it's not.
Almost all the other baseball movies we're going to name are set in modern times.
For the most part,
Major League set in modern times. Bull Durham set in modern times. Field of Dreams set in modern times. Pride of the Yankees was set in modern times.
When you were talking with Gary Cooper.
Right, but it was contemporaneous.
That's a big word. Wow.
My smart brains was hurting now.
Nice word.
I gotta take a break.
Those are 5 syllables. Shit. You want another beer?
It didn't actually come out though.
Oh, I was like, all right. Shit.
Rock
and roll. So okay, okay, go ahead. So taking those out of the Pantheon.
But The Natural is a movie kind of set in baseball's past, and it helps make it even more mythical. The way that what is the first Marvel movie that they did after Iron Man? It was Captain America because
they did the original Captain America, and it was shot with a patina. It was shot with a 1940s patina.
No, they were very smart to recognize that, and I think that is part of why The Natural stands apart from all the other movies, is because it is a period piece. So the Whammer, Joe Don Baker, come on! I mean, it's such a beautifully shot film. It is the height of, in my opinion, what is possible cinematically between the photography, the acting, the editing. It's a perfect film. It's like Lawrence of Arabia for baseball.
Wow.
Whereas Field of Dreams makes you cry at the end like a little bitch. But it's not the most beautifully shot film ever made. It doesn't have the score. That
well, yeah, but then again,
Field of Dreams is kind of like a really good play,
but it has a different aim. You know what I'm saying? It has a different aim. The
It's a
Natural is about baseball and a baseball player. Field of Dreams is.
I'm talking about. I'm just
right,
talking
but
about
it's
technically. It's a beautiful technical achievement, and I'm a movie maker, and that
I'll go with you on that. I mean, of course,
it is the best produced baseball film of all time, man.
Right.
And Robert Redford is so goddamn good in that movie it's
flashes.
He is like Nigel Terry as King Arthur in Excalibur, or Nicole Williams. He just was a theater actor. He didn't want movies. That's all. He just didn't want it. No, I don't blame him. No, but I mean, it's that kind of Robert De Niro and Raging Bull. I mean, it's one of those kind of.
We're just never quite. You never got there again.
It was his apex, and it was in this.
You never got
as an older guy, I was kind of pointed to.
So let's. But like I was saying, let's take the Pantheon out, okay, and give me your most enjoyable baseball movie because.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, it's Major League. I love that movie.
With Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger, right?
It's such a fun movie. I love Tom Berenger. I love all of you. You love Charlie Sheen.
I
love Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, man. Is Willie Mays Hayes.
Fucking the president is in that damn thing.
Who is it?
Dennis Haysbert is in that.
Really?
Yeah, he does the juju or whatever. He's the Jamaican, man. Fucking the president of the United States is in that damn movie.
That's fucking amazing, dude. It's amazing.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Major League's a good movie, dude. Because Bob Uecker's in it, isn't he?
But it's also about kind of what Bull Durham is. Guys who are on the outs trying to make it to the show.
Yeah, it's very beer league. It's very fucking. But that's what makes it so American. It's fucking, man, kick ass,
and it's just a fun, funny, fast. It's kind of like the Rio Bravo of good baseball. Like Rio Bravo is a fantastic popcorn chopping movie, but it's not as good as The Searchers.
You know what Borachon means?
Borachon
means drunk.
I said, pick it up. I wish you would.
God damn. Fucking Rio Bravo. What's that saying? My pony, my rifle, and me with Ricky Nelson. You know my mom kissed Ricky Nelson? No, not that way. Not the special kiss, James Gunn. No, but the other kiss. But no, so
there's another guy.
And that's
I'm kissing people wrong a long time. All right, so yours is.
Mine is Moneyball. I have a fucking thing for Moneyball. I think that for whatever reason, Brad Pitt and fucking Jonah Hill have this weird chemistry going on in the film, and it works. It's a great movie because it manages to be about. This is the only movie about baseball management that I can think of. And it
makes
does
baseball relevant. It's
really well. And they, look, I've made no fucking secret about my man love for fucking Brad Pitt.
You sure haven't.
Brad Pitt can almost do no wrong.
But also, if you were standing next to Brad Pitt, it would be very hard to tell you two apart.
It would be. I would have to go. He's Brad. I'm War Pig. But he's Brad.
It'd be a real hard thing to choose.
You know, he got rid of the witch. He dispelled the witch.
Which one is this?
Fucking Angelina Jolie. Yeah, I think he married fucking. I think he went back with Jennifer Aniston. I'm pretty sure that happened. Look, I shop at Kroger too. Okay, but when you're in line, you look at headlines. It's a store. You buy food there. But yeah, I guess he was back with fucking Jennifer Aniston. He had divorced Angelina Jolie some time ago because child sacrifice wasn't his thing, and now he's. We gotta do a Brad Pitt retrospective. I'm gonna stop talking about Brad Pitt, but Moneyball is a great movie. This
is gonna be it's been a pretty bad episode. I'm not gonna lie, but here's the thing: it is the episode when you fully, publicly, and to relief of everyone, came out of the closet.
Gay.
And straight up gay.
Hang on. Swish. Yeah, I mean it's queer as a 3 hour
he could literally just wrap his balls around your face, and he'd be there like a puppy, just oh my god, his balls are on my face.
He's like, don't make me put this away now.
Yeah, it would be bad.
Yeah, sorry about that. I love Brad Pitt.
I mean, I like my man sex. Don't get me wrong, but that's gay.
Yeah, but I mean, wait though. I mean, are you
What?
pitching? I mean, look, pitching's not gay. Catching is gay. Pitching is not.
So you're saying then, to wrap up our baseball episode, that it would be you doing the pitching in the Brad Pitt plus War Pig couple, i.e., you would be banging his asshole?
I am bigger.
It's a new low.
I know, right? Can you plumb the depths? Allow me.
So I think the best movie of all, baseball movie of all time is The Natural.
I think it's Bull Durham.
We both think that
Major League is fantastic.
a fun movie.
Yep, and so is fucking Moneyball. It's very good. It's very good film.
Well, and I would have to say, if you haven't seen Field of Dreams, you should watch Field of Dreams.
Please.
If you watch those 5 movies, though, I think
you've hit the baseball movies, and that's
Pride of the Yankees is pretty good, but
it's a different era.
It's technically not a very well. Gary Cooper is
Gary Cooper
fucking tastic in the film, but the movie is not very well shot.
It's a studio movie.
There's a lot of process shots that just don't hold up now. That hurts that film a lot, and the fact that it's in black and white. Yeah, baseball, you want to see like a football game type movie. You want to see the vibrant colors.
Right.
You can get away with it in boxing movies. For some reason, boxing works.
Boxing does do that, doesn't it?
Because the blood, I think.
Yeah, you can. But for
baseball,
because it's pageantry. You need to see the
pageantry. We did miss one. I got to give an honorable mention to.
Shit.
What is the Leslie Nielsen Police Academy movie?
Naked Gun. The first one?
No.
Oh, yeah, where he's
I
fucking...
Must Kill the Queen.
Oh, my God. It was Reggie Jackson. They got the LA Dodgers.
The Queen.
Yeah. I Must Kill the Queen.
Oh, my God, it's Frank Drebin.
Oh, my God. It's Enrico Palazzo.
That movie has a huge baseball scene in it.
Giant baseball scene
all
with the LA Dodgers,
and then
dude.
I love LA.
We love it. Fucking Randy Newman,
that's an amazing...
That is... Okay,
so it's not a pure
I'm glad.
movie.
The Naked Gun, the first
but
one.
But I would say, well, what movie, instead of you don't want to watch Pride of the Yankees, watch, Naked Gun. It's got a very all-American film. Okay, so promise we won't talk about sports until the next episode.
Until we do the next football movie.
We are moving forward with our zombie show, Reanimated. It is hopefully going to air in October. We're going to
awesome.
We're going to try to have a buttload of people come up here on the 2nd or 3rd weekend of October here in Michigan. So if you are available and you want to be a zombie, and I think it's going to be a pretty big thing.
Just go to Evil Genius.
Go to evilgeniusentertainment.com or the forum. There's ways you can send us emails through there. So visit our homepage. We have a casting call when we're doing stuff like these zombie movies. We're going to be coming out with a DVD for our new movie, Five Must Die.
We should do a live.
I just watched part of it the other day. It's actually not a bad little ghost movie. It's hard as hell to make a good ghost movie that's not a found footage film. But like The Fog. John Carpenter had to go back and reshoot like a quarter of The Fog.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he had to go put it in the stabs. Yeah, it was all gotcha. He had to put all the gore you see, all the mealy worms and shit. That's all the reshoots. But anyway,
maybe we'll even go live.
But check that out when it comes out. We're gonna have a cut down G-rated version of Five Must Die probably in October. Okay. As well. So subscribe, share,
all that shit in.
Hey, we're back.
So
after Butthole here started blabbing on about Predator before it was time to blab about Predator. Because he's a dirty, stinky butthole.
Because I like Predator.
All right. Well,
speaking of predators.
Well, nobody. See, we gotta start the show again. Come on.
That was a good line. Oh, you fuck. Come on. That was a good line.
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.